Hey guys, what is going on? Payne here once again, and welcome back to another episode of my PSG career on FIFA 14. And kicking things off in this episode, it was the game I was looking forward to the most so far this season. It was against Atletico Madrid in the Champions League group stages. It's the third game to be played. We was playing at home, and I had all my top players fully fit. The likes of Hazard, Fabregas, as you can see there, Digne, and a strike force that consisted of Ibrahimovic, obviously, one of the best players, if not the best player on FIFA. And I went with Benzema as well. I've changed the formation around now to the 3-4-1-2, which will obviously allow me, very similar to my United career, it allows me to have two strikers up front, so I can rotate between Benzema and Cavani, playing alongside Ibrahimovic and so on. But Benzema I decided to go with for this game, simply because he got his first goal. I think it was the last episode of the video before that, and I thought, you know what, let's see if we could keep this momentum going, because some people, you know, they've signed Benzema up for their team and they say that he turns out to be a fantastic player, he's scoring loads, and I think even turns out to be top goal scorer of the season. So hopefully in this career mode save he can make up for some lost time by grabbing those goals. Now Atletico Madrid, they are considered a top team in Spain. You know, they've got some fantastic players. I mean, that centre-half Godin, I'm fond of him. I think he's a fantastic player. He's so versatile, and he's not afraid to get stuck in and make some crucial challenges. So with all that in mind, I kind of expected this game to be a bit of a ground and pound, bit of a scrappy game, and an all-out battle for possession of the ball. It was kind of like that in the first half, but in the second half, Madrid came out raring to go, and they did break the deadlock. They made it 1-0, and it was a very sloppy goal to concede there on my part. It just seems as though my two centre-halves, they draw away from them, and they're like afraid to get stuck in, and I'm like, no, he's going to score. And yes, of course, you've already seen that Adrian did make it 1-0, so I had a small mountain to climb. I mean, time was running out, I had to come up with something. Eden Hazard broke through. It's unfortunate I couldn't have scored that first time around. Keeper did parry, went out for a corner, and as you just saw, Ibrahimovic was the guy to put the ball into the back of the net. The power of his head. That's another thing as well this season in the Champions League with PSG. Last season we was fine, you know, we stormed the group stages and we advanced through within like the first 4 or 5 games. We did well, let's put it that way. But this season it's different, because we are facing a different challenge in Atletico Madrid, who I've never really faced on FIFA. I'm not too sure what they're like, what they're capable of doing. I know that they're a top side on the game, but again, I've never had to play against them. And also we've had to play Anderlecht, another team that I haven't really got to play against that much. And we've also had Sporting Lisbon. So far, I don't know what it is, but we found this group pretty tough. But we did come out on top against Atletico Madrid. It was a late goal, kinda, just 11 minutes to go from Gundogan. Set up nicely by Eden Hazard, who made that run, weaving in and out of the defence. So that's 3 points to the group stage, and we just got to keep winning, make sure that we don't really drop any more points now in the group stages, and I'm sure we'll be fine heading through to the knockout stages. Now our next game after that was against Monaco. We've had quite a few tough games recently. We had to play against Marseille, our bitter rivals, then the one that you just saw against Atletico Madrid, and this one against Monaco. They are without Falcao. Now, I think he has actually made a move to Chelsea on this career mode. I will have to go and check that, but he was a player I didn't have to worry about in this game. There will be no battle between Cavani and Falcao this time around like there was last season. I mean, in the same fixture, Falcao got sent off after a nasty challenge on Cavani, and rightly so by the referee. I totally agree with his decision to send him off. But even without Falcao, you know, Monaco, they're still kind of a top side, still a team that needs to be treated with respect, and you just have to be careful of them. I mean, they still had James Rodriguez in the team. They also have Traore, their centre forwards, who is tall, can get himself into those little pockets of space, and can be a game changer. But PSG, we went up 1-0 here. Eden Hazard getting himself on the score sheet again. He just cannot stop scoring at the moment. I know he didn't really score in that game against Atletico Madrid, but he still made a big impact, setting up the winner for Gundogan. So far, he is worth every penny that I spent on him to bring him to PSG from Chelsea. I bet you all thought I was going to take a shot with Verratti. I could have easily have done that, but I could see Hazard, and I was planning on going for a finesse shot, but for some reason he decided to make it hard on himself and squeeze the ball in just past the post, almost clipping it as well. But it put us into the lead, and look at that as well. A couple of mistakes made by Monaco's two centre-halves as the ball was just like pinging off the two centre-halves. It's like a game of pinball. And Cavani was in there making a nuisance of himself, picked up the loose ball and just slapped that past the goalkeeper. So Monaco had a lot of work to do in the second half. Would they be able to maybe claw a goal back? Could they get themselves back on level terms? Or could they turn this game around completely and win it? Well, it certainly wasn't looking likely, as Ibrahimovic at the hour mark made it 3-0. He displayed some fantastic dribbling skills, and I, playing the game, was kind of surprised that it worked out for me, because normally when I tried to do a dash like that into the box, one of the centre-halves managed to just get a touch to it and deflect it away, and there goes our attack and our chance to maybe get a goal. But not this time. I made it 3-0 and I was still in the mood to score more goals. Lavezzi here just falling there right back, changing direction, and that was a finesse shot. It kind of looks weird when you see it on the replay, and when I was actually playing it, I was expecting it to go out for a goal kick, and I'm sure you guys watching right now was expecting it to go over and it just to be one of those close encounters, those close chances where you think, oh, that would have been a fantastic goal. Well, it was. It went in. I was shocked by the class, the quality within this PSG team. They really showed off why they were champions last season. I mean, look at the curl on the ball, how he managed to lift that up. I'm not too sure what actually happened there. Maybe it's just because it's a game, but it kind of looked like he toe-pecked it, or he lifted the ball up onto the top of his foot, just put his laces through it. But Lavezzi, my man, made it 4-0 to PSG. We absolutely dominated Monaco, and PSG continue their winning ways. What else did you expect with such an OP team? So anyway, our next game after that was once again in the Champions League group stages. It's the fourth game, only 2 to go, so this was kind of a crucial game. If we won this, we could see ourselves going through to the knockout stages. Again, sticking with that 3-4-1-2 formation. You know, it's not just working out in my Man United career, it's also working out in this career mode. As you've seen quite a few examples already in this episode. We thrashed Monaco 4-0. Last season I struggled against them. And I just wish, you know, looking back at all the other career modes that I've done in the past, that I actually used this formation. Maybe I would have been even more successful. So last time out against Anderlecht, the game ended in a boring 0-0 draw. Absolutely nothing happened. So considering our recent form when it came to being in front of goal, I thought, well, we can absolutely take it to Anderlecht, can't we? We can thrash them here. I mean, they're not the biggest team in Europe. They're not really a team to be feared that much. I mean, they have their moments, but with an OP team that I've got here, you know, Ibrahimovic, Cavani, Thomas Muller, they should not be having that much of a problem. But for some reason, as you saw there, you know, Ibrahimovic was in the mix, you had Thomas Muller come in, but their two centre-halves, well, their whole defence was holding up nicely. They was keeping their shape, and they was just pretty much swatting PSG away, saying, go on, get out of here, you're not welcome around these parts. But with just 5 minutes to go, things went pear-shaped for Anderlecht as PSG hit them on the counter, tore their back four apart, and it would be Benzema almost bursting the net with the winning goal, making it 1-0. And there is that salute celebration, which we saw Benzema do when he scored his first goal for the club. Hopefully we see that many times before the end of the season. Nicely laid off there by Cavani. What a tight angle to get that in. I mean, the keeper was coming out to meet him, but he still managed to squeeze the ball into the back of the net. So we came away with a 1-0 win. Just 2 more games remaining of the group stages, and that, guys, will be the end of this episode. Hope you've all enjoyed, and I'll see you all very soon for the next one. Thanks for watching.
I've been Jeff Stelling.